LXXII, TMG.
When boxing is very set in its different stables, which makes all the fights harder, you know. Obviously, talk about the evolution of boxing eventually.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It will have to happen because
What's a bad idea though?
it will have to happen soon. They won't. I feel like promoters will be gone.
Yeah,
There's a way that if the like happens in all sports, like basketball's going through it, football's slowly going to this point where the players are now taking powers into their own hands. Like footballers are running their contracts down to the end. If you look at how many players are now going out of contract at the end of the summer, it's a lot of quality players.
Yeah.
Eventually, in any sport, there's player power. It's the people that actually commit the sport that realize that they have the power.
You want to understand the business elements, which they're starting to do, and you know, with the social media area, a lot of them can build up their own. They can promote themselves a lot more effectively and easier than they could before. Floyd Mayweather laid down that blueprint. LeBron laid down the blueprint. NBA, football don't really currently stick to one person that laid down the blueprint of running down your contract to this extent. Probably it was one person. Obviously, there's John Mark Bosman, the free trade thing. That was years ago, but recent I can't really think. Literally in boxing, like people like Ryan Garcia, Tank, they leave their promoters.
Tank, I'm pretty sure Tank's leaving. Isn't
He may leave Mayweather.
But he was insulting him on the internet recently.
Yeah, he may, and he has the following to make his own fights. But you need to understand that if you have to fight, well, first of all, you need to understand. Like I said, both sides of America. When he was Pretty Boy, he was fighting everybody, and then he beat big names like a Ricky Hatton, like a Oscar De La Hoya, like a Shane Mosley. All these guys, he beat those guys, and that allowed him to have the capacity to fight less attractive guys and still make massive amounts of money. Like maybe Marcus Maidana.
These fighters, they just don't know when to give up because why is Ricky Hatton back?
Yeah, that's what they know. It's crazy. Ricky Hatton's back. Oscar De La Hoya wanted to come back. Tyson may come back.
Well, Tyson got other issues.
But it's exhibitions. Is also open up. It's showing how much money you can make from exhibitions.
It's just it's very hard I feel like for sportsmen because your career is so short and the prime is all about your athletic performance is so great. Even though obviously you get to an age where you're not of the top performers of the younger guys, you're still better than the average man.
Yeah.
And you still want to prove that I've still got it. It's just hard, for people to switch off.
I mean, they say athletes they die twice. They have the athletic death and they have their natural death. And athletics and sports is literally the only profession where they tell you, oh, you're too old to do it. Literally. Accountancy like you do, you can do it to your 60, 70. Lawyer can do 60, 70. Doctor, again, to an old age. All those other professions you can do to old age. But athletics is where they say, you know what, you're too old, go do something else. And that's what they know. I mean, for the really astute ones, they understand they can get into coaching, agency, all that sort of stuff, which is good that they teach, especially in football, they're teaching that more when the younger guys, when they go through their scholarship phase, where, you can become a physio, do this, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, it's literally a profession where they tell you you're too old, you need to cut, basically.
It's so deep, man. I really do feel sorry for athletes, but at the end of the day, man, sport is just a meritocracy. It's the true meritocracy. If you're good, the cream always rises to the top. That is it. That's it. And that's why people value sports. Because, it's all about the best.
For the most part, you do get some corruption in that, but yeah.
Oh, well, it's corruption, but at the end of the day, how much corruption can you have in a great team or in a great boxer?
No, I'm talking about into players. Because some boxers, they don't get the good end of the stick. They get bad decisions, which diminishes their commercial value to get more better fights. Some of them they avoided. Football, some good players they don't make it because manager prefers this guy. This is manager's son. Blah blah blah. And then you fall out of love with the game. Stuff like that. I mean, it happens. I mean,
I always think that on the pyramid, but at the top end, I would say, how many people do you think could be professional footballers that are not professional footballers? Right now, if you were to put a percentage, how many people are telling themselves that I could have made it if right now compared to the people that actually did make it? Do you think that footballers are products of their environments, that if you were in an academy from an age that you were just going to make it no matter what school level you are? Or is it about working hard?
No, you need to. Not all kids in academies make it. You need to you need to set yourself apart from the rest. It's not just your skill level. It's about how you ingratiate yourself with the team, the mental attributes, intangibles, work ethic, that sort of stuff. But yeah, to put a number to your question, I'd say like 5% maybe.
That's quite high. And most times I win a lottery than become a professional footballer anyway.
I'd say there's 5% of players that were actually talented, or all the players that tried to make it. I'll say that didn't make it. I'd say at least 5% of them probably could have made it. That they were good enough to make it. You get a lot of people that fall in love with the game. They've only been. For example, I was having a conversation with one dad, and he only teaches his sons to be strikers. That you're kind of limiting their potential because there's corruption. That you could be your son, the striker could be better than the actual striker of the team. But the striker of the team's been there for years, or he's friends with the chairman, or he's friends with the manager. And if your son can't play in another position, then boy, it's
if I had a child and I was training him to play any position, I would want my child to play every single position because it's not. I want my child to be a footballer. I don't want him to just be a winger or a striker or a defender. I want him to be a footballer. As in, I want you to understand all aspects of the game. That's one thing when I play football. I play defense, I play midfield, I play attack. I understand the game. You want to be able to be nuanced that you can play multiple positions. Yeah. It makes you understand the game more when you actually find the position on your home. Like it's and I also think this is really bad in the UK where it comes to football as well. Is that a lot of people from a young age are narrowed just to one sport. And when you narrow yourself to one sport, you're missing out because other sports teach you skills that you can learn that you can transfer into it. The footwork is an important skill for footballers that people that play basketball use. Hakeem said that. Tennis players as well. They said that tennis skills are transferable to footballers, as in when you're about to take a strike, you take tiny steps so you can get your balance up, so you can make a cleaner strike. It's all these little things that transfer from different sports.
Yeah, it's true. You take a bit of it and put it into the mixer, and it allows you to give you that sort of advantage. I mean, Hakeem and Embiid, they definitely both play football as African boys, and their footwork is immense. I mean, Hakeem, like I said a couple of days ago, best footwork I've ever seen in sports, all the sports.
And it's because he played football. He probably was doing a step all the way. He's probably doing those things with your feet.
As well.
He was a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So then he's good with his hands. It's all about those nuances. It's the little nuances that you take from different sports. You can transfer it, and then you can actually have a better understanding of space and such. So.